The magic may be gone from Walt Disney Imagineering. After working for years on Moana's Journey of Water at Epcot, it turns out that attraction is not unlike the rest of the expansion. In other words, it doesn't work. Hey folks, welcome back to the place that's all kinds of fun, where we cover all the news that should be fun. Explaining entertainment, keeping you ahead of the culture curve. It's what we do here on the Pro Channel. And joining us from our sister channel, That Park Place, is the one and only co-anchor from there, Vash Sky. Welcome back, sir.
Happy to be back. It's not necessarily a laughing place that we'll be talking about.
No, they'd like for us to never have a laughing place anymore. Luckily, Tokyo believes in that. Folks, that's a Splash Mountain reference. But Vash,
should be a damn place.
That's right. Well, folks, we want to tell you that, we're not negative about Disney. We're not anti-Disney. We just remember when Disney was a truly marvelous company, and we want them to return to those standards. Now, Vash, you have a video that just broke on the news recently about where Disney is. And so for folks out there who might think, well, the Pro Channel is they're just dire when it comes to Disney. They don't say positive things. Vash, put it out there so everybody can understand what the mainstream is saying about this company right now.
Absolutely, 100%. This just played here on KTLA. Actually, we were doing this video, about let's say on the West Coast time, about 4:28. So this just actually happened like an hour ago. You can actually see the time right here. And this is what KTLA, local affiliate in LA, just said about the perceived value at Disney's theme parks here. Here we go.
The happiest place on earth has been ranked as the biggest rip-off tourist attraction. That is according to a new survey by Casino.org. Both Disney parks in Florida and California earned the top rip-off title in their respective states. And Disney World was voted the biggest swindle in the country.
That is amazing, Vash, that out of everything in the country, we're talking about every single attraction, every single tourist trap, everything there is, that the Disney parks now have been named the biggest ripoff in the country. And that is a total 180 versus where they were. And I don't take joy in that. I'm going to say that again for the folks out there. I take no joy in this, because this is just gross to me that this company has allowed their parks, which were beloved and which were part of sort of the rite of passage of Americans, that they have allowed. Well, they've nickeled and dimed the guests to death. And this is disgusting to me that they've done this to Walt's dream. And that's why we speak out, Vash. That's why we do what we do, is because we still believe in Walt's dream. We still believe in this. We want this to be great. And they don't seem to want that. They want to milk it for everything they can. So, Vash, let's talk about Disney Imagineering for a moment, because that is the topic of the video today. And in particular, this is another example of the magic is gone. So they worked on this for, 2 years or so. And this Moana Journey of Water, it's out. And within months, it's broken. Let's take a look at this article out of WDWMagic.com. Water curtain effect closed off at Epcot's Journey of Water inspired by Moana. It says the popular water curtain effect at Journey of Water inspired by Moana appears to be having technical difficulties and is currently closed off to guests. Now, we're using this because this is what it looked like on Thursday morning, apparently. You could still see that the path was open, but they had the sign up. Now, and you can see what it looked like. Now that has gotten even worse, because take a look at this, Vash. This out of WDWNT.com by Britt Tuttle. 2 full interactive areas closed for refurbishment in Journey of Water inspired by Moana. And this time, by the way, you can see the entrance to this. And no, there's no longer a line for this ever. But now, Vash, take a look. This is so serious that not only have they put a barrier to keep folks out of this area, but they've had to put up the construction walls. So this is not a quick fix, whatever this is. Nope. This isn't just like a leaky pipe. And this goes to really speaking about what is going on at Imagineering. Because at Epcot, this expansion that just opened, the lights have stopped working. The synchronization of the lights stopped working. There have been sewage smells all over the park, specifically near the Seas with Nemo and Friends and Living with the Land. And now this has happened at the other attraction. Vash, what is happening where Disney opens a billion set of expansions and none of it works. What is going on?
This is bonkers, honestly. This is wild because this attraction, like you said, just opened. I believe it was October 16th, 2023. Is that right? If I'm getting my dates correct.
It's basically been open 5 months.
Right. Been open 5 months.
2 years of construction, 5 months, and it doesn't work anymore.
Doesn't work. This is, by the way, it's Moana themed, so you'd think that there'd be some incentive to keep one of your major franchises, the only representation in attraction form, up and running. And now this is partially behind construction walls. And it's really haphazardly done, by the way. Part of it's construction walls, part of it's these kind of these ropes here that they set up here. It's just a horrible showing. And by the way, this is why I commented to you on Twitter. By the way, I was like, well, at least Moana's what was it? Journey of Water, inspired by Moana, I think is the technical name for it. At least that opened and operated for some period of time. At Disneyland, with their year-old now reimagined Toontown that just opened in I believe March of 2023. Well, that whole land featured a play area, a water splash pad in the form of Donald Duck's Pond, I guess is what they're calling it, in front of the defunct Donald's Boat attraction that used to be 2 stories and you can climb up it as a kid. That's all closed. They put a splash pad in front. That has yet to open ever. So I don't know why this shoddy workmanship here, or this I don't know, this installation process where, we have this kind of test and adjust period where we have to figure things out, is happening over and over like this. It's interesting that you bring up Moana because weeks ago, actually, it was February 7th on the Spice Lounge show on Lorena's channel. You had Ron from the Bradley's Fun actually on there, and he was telling me at that time, oh yeah, it smells like sewage over there still. And it's like, what? What is going
Vash,
on?
We talked about this early last year. We said Imagineering is being gutted because they are hiring no longer based on meritocracy, in our estimation. At the time, it was a rumor and speculation, but we had heard very strongly that they were hiring now based on DEI. And the problem there is that you're no longer looking for the best talent. You're attempting to satisfy quotas. And sometimes it's very difficult to satisfy those quotas, particularly in certain areas. And I would imagine that plumbing is one of those that tends to be more male dominated. And especially when you get into the engineering side of highly complicated water structures and fixtures and all of this. And it's not as if there's just a ton of people who can do this. So when you limit yourself with these quotas, you really get into bad situations. How bad is it? Well, folks, you saw the construction walls, which means it's going to be a while. They don't put those up unless they really got to do something. That's not all. It's not just that it's 1 or 2 features that aren't working. The giant interactive wave that was the entire reason you go to this thing? Yeah, it's not working either. It's no longer working. This isn't even a splash pad anymore, Vash. This is a dry pad. Go enjoy Moana's journey of concrete. Yeah, that's what this is. Yes, well, faux rock work, absolutely. Although let us say that at least they can still make a pretty darn good rock.
Sure,
good for them. Good for you, Disney. Your rock work is astounding.
If it's static and doesn't move, we're in good shape here. Because if it moves, it wears. If it wears, it fails. But this is really stunning, Pro. I heard internally when the Lake Nona move was announced that Imagineers really, they were on edge there because obviously they had been in California. I mean, their whole lives were there, or they transplanted there. It was a huge upending move to move the headquarters of Walt Disney Imagineering from Glendale to Lake Nona, Florida. And so a lot of people left as a result because they felt that, well, okay, if this is going to be the way it is, that's it. And I heard there was like an attrition rate that, I've heard figures as high as 90%. I don't know if that's necessarily true or not, but they lost a huge amount of institutional talent that had been there, in some cases, decades. And what have they replaced them with? Well, unfortunately, just like Alan Ng said on the D files, which everybody should definitely look at that, they have replaced them in to echo your sentiments here, they've replaced these very talented individuals with people who are not at all qualified, sometimes coming out of these schools here, these design firms, just fresh out of college kind of thing, not with any amount of experience to them whatsoever. And unfortunately, this is mirroring this story right here. This is creating this perception that the Disney product is not worth it.
Absolutely. Vash, so that we are balanced in this, you go to the Disney parks very often on the West Coast. I go to the Disney parks on the East Coast very often. Vash, what's something that they have done well in the last 6 months?
I would definitely say if I had to put something on there, the Adventureland Treehouse that was recently redone by Imagineering in Adventureland at Disneyland. This is the it started out as the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse, right? Back in Walt's day. That was later transformed into Tarzan's Treehouse back in like the 2000s or so. And now it's been lovingly restored and redone because I believe it suffered from some structural issues that they had to address, and it was down for a while, right? But when it opened, it actually opened up really, really amazingly. I mean, the set pieces there, the interactive elements that are there. There's like an audio animatronic ostrich or whatever. It's just really, really, really well done from head to toe. So that is a bright spot, right? But that's you're still talking about a reimagined attraction from the 50s, 60s. I mean, if that's what we get, that's what we get. But I think, when we're seeing tape, let's say, put on as a divider for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, when we're seeing these, we just showed this on the show, but when we're seeing these old Splash Mountain logs, for example, having been stripped of their Brer Rabbit hood ornament and replaced.
By the way,
nothing.
that article out of WDWNT as well. Shannon Ace there, the author.
Absolutely.
But yeah, they just ripped the rabbit off the logs. There's not a lot of work being done on that.
Or these plywood cutouts here to make the bases that people were tripping over. For this entrance plaza for Epcot. You just look at this and you go, why is this work so shoddy?
It's incompetent, Vash.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly.
To be fair, I will say that there is work that could be done, but Epcot's Illuminous fireworks show is far superior to Harmonious. So I'll say that. We want to give the pros and the cons. I know folks think that we're just negative about Disney. We don't want to be.
No.
We want to be positive. They've got to give us something to be positive about, and then we'll go forth with it. We've been positive. We think the purchase of some stock into Epic is a good idea for Disney. We think that offloading the DVD and Blu-ray production to Sony is a win for Disney. We think that Deadpool and Wolverine is going to be a win for Disney. But still, 80%, 90%, I don't know how much higher it goes, but there's so much that is negative still, and it's because they hired and brought in so many people who are ideologically driven instead of merit driven, and that's going to be a hard thing for them to fix, but they're going to have to fix it because, well, they've got to fix attractions, and that requires people who know what they're doing, even if the people who made them seem to have not understood it at all. Vash, I want to thank you for stopping by and helping us elucidate this situation that Disney has. Vash, tell us what's coming out on That Park Place, the YouTube channel.
That Park Place, the YouTube channel. Well, we have a ton of content on the way here. Circumstances befell all of us, as you probably know. I'm speaking to those listening at home here. But Pro was kind enough to join us on That Park Place, and we want to keep up a little bit more of that content coming out here. We want to really kind of increase the cadence of our releases. So you have that to look forward to. We have now activated member content, so you get sneak peek at some of our videos early before release, and a whole bunch of other stuff coming our way. That is for sure. So stay subscribed and become a member. Do it at Tipcot level. It's
right.
really, really affordable, and I'm telling you, folks, you want to tune in for that. Interestingly enough, Jonas just had a video with the master of the TDS, and boy, oh boy, there are some amazing revolutions in that video. And of course, you can join us every Thursday at noon for our live stream. So that is what's going on.
I highly recommend, folks, you need to go check out the video that Park Place did yesterday covering the new ABC lawsuit. Yes, it's a new lawsuit, and it could actually change, well, just a lot of stuff around America. Go watch that video to understand why. All right, folks, that is a wrap for us today. We hope you enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It's the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And, folks, don't forget that the Pro Show is Tuesday at noon Eastern. We will see you there. Happy weekend to everybody. And, folks, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, keep having fun, and turn on the water again.